NBC.
Howard Stern. Oh man.
WN.
Yo,
Yes, my nigga.
But we were chatting about just movies in general.
Facts.
And I told you that it was something in particular that was bothering me that most people probably don't think about. You're familiar with Forrest Gump, right?
Of course.
It's a classic. Come on, Tom Hanks. a bunch of amazing people. It's a great storyline, all of that. I mean, well, looking at the storyline specifically now that I know what I know about film, storyline's crazy. But
Nigga done ran. He did mad shit.
yo, like way too much. Way too much.
Too much.
But the thing that bothers me about that movie is at the end, the woman that he loves tells him that this child is his.
Yes.
That ain't Forrest Gump's baby.
It's not. Jenna was for the streets, my nigga.
And I'm not going to do that because she made life choices. Sis was out here and everything like that. She was enjoying her life.
Thanks.
I can't blame her for that. I am not going to slut shame. I'm not going to do any of that.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Respectable.
What I'm saying is, Jenny knew she was about to lose her life, right? She knew she was about to lose her life, and she needed somewhere to put her baby.
Ooh, I never thought about that.
I'm not saying she's a gold digger.
Yeah.
But she ain't messing with no broke nigga. She knew he was up.
He was up.
He would have cared for homie even if he didn't believe that was his child.
Facts. As far as Gump, he was a nice guy.
But she went the extra mile, and I believe she lied and said that was his child, and it was not. The timing just doesn't make sense. Like, everybody's like, oh, but the way he moved his head. Sometimes I move my head exactly the way Barack Obama moves his head. That doesn't mean that nigga's my daddy.
Facts. And I have a couple times shot a shot like Michael Jordan.
I
that
doubt
don't mean
that.
that nigga
that's
my daddy.
doubtful. That is doubtful.
That's disrespectful. Come on, man. I got skills.
But it just doesn't make sense. Like, she was out here.
She was that.
How do we know?
Yeah.
That she didn't have they were intimate like one time.
True.
And you can get pregnant.
You can.
Oh, you can get pregnant. Anyway.
True, real shit, right?
Yeah.
My oldest son is a product of pre-cum.
Oh my God.
Bars.
Wait.
He knows this.
Wait,
He knows this.
why does he know this? Like, you had this discussion with him?
I had the discussion under the context of sex, and niggas who think they pull out game is invincible, trust me, it's not invincible, my nigga.
Understood.
Because pre-cum does have.
I understand all of that. I understand all of that. But
Yeah.
you're having this conversation with your son.
Yes.
But
Well, he's 20.
Like, you my dude, you my homie. So the conversation between us is cool. But I'm just imagining, I don't ever want to hear my dad say pre-cum.
Yeah, because I don't want to hear my mom say that shit either. But I feel like, and we talk about it a lot as far as like how time is going by, but the generations are getting younger.
Yeah.
So me being 41, I'm not the 41 that I looked at when I was my son's age.
Very
like,
true.
Nigga, that
Very
shit
true.
old as hell.
How does he receive that though?
He's like, to him and his homies, I'm like the coolest fucking father ever.
Oh, that's dope.
me?
That's dope.
Like,
I still need you to stop talking to him about pre-cum though.
nigga, I'm not trying to be a grandfather. I'm gonna explain this shit to you in the most.
Okay, if that's the reason behind
Yes.
it, I thought you were just like
Yes.
having a casual Tuesday
Nah,
morning
hey, man,
conversation.
let me tell you about this pre-cum.
You know you're pre-cum. Like,
Nah. It was under the guise of like, he was hanging out with the homies. And you know, you young, he's a good looking man, young man.
Right.
His homies, they're a good looking bunch of young guys.
Right. Okay. I don't know this information. I don't.
Condoms. I'm a dad.
All
So
right, cool.
as my son, like, you know, being secure in my shit anyway, I've always iterated and reiterated, like, yeah, sex feels great, sex feels good, but babies is not a part of that equation, especially if you want to live a certain kind of life in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, blah, blah, blah.
So now you're kind of crushing my theory just a little bit, because if we look at Forrest Gump, he wasn't out here like that.
He wasn't.
I don't think. Who's to say? We didn't go deep into the story. He definitely seemed like the individual. Like clearly had some cognitive impairment of some sort, right?
Yes.
But the only way I see him being with a woman is through payment. Jenny, even when they had sex, it was like, think about it. Yo, like, even when they had sex, it was just like, it was like a pity situation. It's like, I've known you for so long.
I'll let you hit it.
Might as well. So now that you're saying that, because he definitely probably prematurely ejaculated.
But he probably came before he even put the shit in, to be honest. And she probably touched that nigga. He was
American Pie type. That is putting some holes in my theory just a little bit.
A little bit.
But I still feel strongly.
And I do too, because the reality is, my reality is not Forrest Gump's reality.
Right.
Like, because a couple situations happened where I should have known.
Oh man.
But
I'm not. No, you gotta tell me now.
So I was at a party.
Oh God.
A city in Essex County.
Okay.
I'll put it like that.
All right. Okay.
And
this is like 20 years ago to my nigga.
Well, hell yeah. This is clear. I was still in high school.
I don't want to force you into saying where, but I mean,
yeah,
statute of limitations is over, my nigga.
True.
Oh, the good part. The good part.
So, of course, I'm like, yeah, you know, good girl.
Yeah.
Come to find out, she grew up in Newark.
Gotcha.
Not to say that.
Yeah, what you tread lightly here. What you mean?
But
okay,
she was a Catholic school girl.
You tread lightly, because you going deeper down my street.
But
so
then, because I dated a Hoes on the Hill. I had a chick that went to Hoes on the Hill. They do live up to their name.
Oh, Lord.
Not all of them. Shout to, you know what I'm saying, reformed.
Right.
But I'm at the party. Nigga walks up on me like, he's like, oh, what's up, yo? I don't know this nigga.
Oh, God.
What's up, my nigga? Yo, what's up? He's like, yo, you here with such and such? I'm like, yeah. He like, oh, word, that's your shorty? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo,
that's got to be the worst fear in the world.
Nigga. Because at first I'm like, oh, cool. This is like a family function.
You did not know. It was a family function.
When I say family, like close knit.
I was about to say, this is getting nastier.
Super nasty. Okay. Come to find out, my son's mother, my sister.
Could you imagine? Oh, man.
Yo, I did see that shit on IG the other day. I'm going to circle back to that.
All right.
So the nigga like, yo, that's your shorty? Like, blah, blah, blah. He like, I'm like, yeah. He like, yo. He's like, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but she dirty, yo.
And this is a dude you don't know.
I don't know this nigga.
This nigga cared enough to come to you.
And tell me this.
But he could also have been lying. How did you know he wasn't lying? Niggas lie.
And that's the stance I took.
Okay.
But that was the naivety in me.
Oh,
like,
man.
You know,
it was just like he hate and he just want her.
It was more so like he was just fucking with me.
Yeah.
Because then he tried to be like, I'm just fucking with you. But the way the nigga said it, I guess he saw
he saw her coming behind you and he
saw the pain in my eyes.
How could you say this about? Oh,
nigga.
Man.
So my boy, he about to square up on this nigga. Like, yo, who the
he
fuck
said,
is this
okay,
nigga?
so that would prove something to me as well, because you're with other people. How many people were around you?
It was just me and my man.
But even still, for a dude to come up to you and share that information, knowing full well he could get thrashed.
Pretty much. I probably didn't look threatening though back then.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
You
don't look threatening now, man. You look like you about to paint some shit. Like
I will bite a nigga nose off though. Hi, we don't fight.
No, right.
So after that shit, it was like, then I would hear things, like I would catch things.
Yikes.
Then I would notice, once you start getting in tune with somebody, you know they mannerisms. Her lie game was just atrocious. The jig is up.
Oh man.
Okay. I never said it. I never said that to him, but in my mind,
in your mind, you're like, hey,
nigga,
but now he knows. Yeah,
I've been there already. Yeah. So, come to find out, it did have merit.
Okay.
Because it was another nigga that was like, her stink.
Oh God! And you already, what did you say in your mind? Oh yeah, that's true.
It's kind of. You might have.
No, B, you revealing too much. You revealing way too much. I'm gonna have you slow down a little bit, my nigga. Cause what?
This was then.
Okay.
Now the stink. No. that wasn't accurate. But the
Okay.
fact that a nigga was close enough to digitize the vagina, you feel me?
I'm just okay.
Yeah. So, in other
Lord.
words, I wasn't.
Were y'all
really
together though?
We was together.
And she was still like out here doing her thing.
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know. I say all that to give context to was she for the streets or not. It wasn't until together that it like kind of all made sense.
Because you can hide it as much anymore.
Can't, nigga. It was I'll leave it at this.
You've already revealed so much. You just said her
Mad
stinks.
shit. I didn't say her stink. Somebody else said that, and it's not true. It wasn't true.
Okay.
But
Or did you get used to the smell? Cause if he told you that and you were like
no,
tipped off.
She stink. I've had stink before, and I was like, "Is that your ass? Is your ass in the front? 'Cause this don't smell like. This don't smell like. It don't smell like vagina.
Oh my
nigga.
God.
This smell like
Boo-boo.
vagina. It's saying boogina.
Oh, vagina.
But yeah, the pre-cum shit. And there was other factors that went into that I didn't know.
Okay.
But yeah, pre-cum will definitely get somebody pregnant.
But what was the point where you were like, "Oh boy, was right"? Like what point in the relationship, or what point in life? Because maybe you didn't even know during the relationship, and after maybe you found out years later. Like, what was that point where you're like, "Yo, she is for the streets"?
She had a homegirl.
Oh God.
That was dating back and forth between two best friends. So she would break up with the one best friend and then be the girlfriend to the other best friend.
Okay.
So me and you best friends, and she just, I ain't fucking with that nigga no more. I'm fucking with you.
How are they best? Okay. All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They all for the streets,
Yeah,
apparently.
This story's
Just for the streets.
darker and darker.
So, that was like an inclination. Then it's like, I don't really like going over there because of XYZ, but you always want to be over there. So if you don't like going over there, why do you always want to be over there, right?
Okay.
And then fast forward, it was some nigga she was fucking with on the side, I guess. Like, well, we're not even supposed to be together.
I feel like this is a therapy session, my nigga.
Could be. You just asked.
You're right. Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
So,
Feel free.
and then she just broke up with us.
Wait, did she?
No. She ended up disappearing for a night, and then come to find out she was getting her back blown out at the loop.
Holy
So,
crap.
yeah. Then that's when it all was like, nigga, I could have been dead at this years ago.
So this is like, that would have been like one of my worst fears in the world. Like, you're out with a young lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
You chilling. You don't even have to be in love, but you just like her a little bit.
A little bit.
And the nigga just comes up to you and be like, "Be careful."
That bitch dead.
And you don't really know you don't have any context. He's
None.
like, she's dirty.
None.
And then you already said her vagina stinks. So it's like, is he just talking about that? Or is he talking about like she's dirty in the,
bitch.
right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's like that's horrible. Like,
Very.
I think that's most men's worst fear.
Yeah. Which is why I be on it the way I be on it, especially now.
Yeah.
Because that shit was like out of high school. Like,
Got you.
I dated her in high school, and when I say the ugly duckling turned into a swan,
Right.
that was high school. By the time
Okay.
junior year came, like, you couldn't tell me shit.
You
as
started
far as-
feeling yourself.
Not even.
Yeah.
I still was like cool, humble, still oblivious. Oh, I like you. I'm like, you did.
You're like, really? Why?
Why? Like, I'm just me and shit. I'm in the band and I'm in Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts.
You feel me? So it was like him saying that to me. I felt like he was kind of being a hater a little bit.
Yeah.
And then fast forward is like
He was
nah,
telling the
this
truth.
nigga
You need to go back and thank that man.
shake that nigga hand.
He could have saved you.
Could have saved. Which is why I never. That was my rite of passage.
Right.
Like to be here, where I could talk to my son the way I talk to my son. It's like, nigga, I'd rather you hear the realest shit from me
Right.
than for you to go in the world and you hear this fanciful bullshit that's not real. Like, there's women that will cater to you and take care of you, and there's women that ain't shit. Just like as a nigga, you could be a nigga that ain't shit, or you could be the nigga that take care of shit. You get to choose.
So I've never changed my stance in the same sitting. But now that you told me that,
Jenny wasn't for the streets.
Jenny was still for the streets.
She was, for sure.
However, that might have been.
Could have been. But it also might have been all of them other niggas that
It could have been
every
Lieutenant
time-
Dan. It's just all we know. It could have been Lieutenant Dan.
Damn, Lieutenant
It could have
Dan.
been the Black Panthers. Remember she was chilling with the Black Panther party?
Facts, yeah, the
Then,
dashiki on.
I think, and not to throw shade, but I think she was like a lady of the night for like the military or something like that. But they didn't really like go into full detail because remember she was dancing and he came up on the stage and grabbed her and all of that.
Sure.
So
Damn.
is a lot of stuff. Maybe she was more careful and maybe she purposely let or just they didn't have the right protection
Could be.
that particular time. But for everybody else, she didn't trust them. Now I'm changing my stance and I feel a little bad for Jenny. And
I don't feel bad for
no,
Jenny.
I don't. You're right. I feel
don't.
bad for Forrest.
I do, because that's fucked up. You just going to put this baby on this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing you was out here wilding.
The
Like, if
crazy
it was
thing
like,
is,
oh, yeah, I'm pregnant.
Forrest would never question it anyway.
No.
To be honest, like if they did a Forrest Gump 2, he wouldn't be getting the DNA test. He loved her so much, so he would want to believe, even if he saw her in the act of creating this baby, he'd still be like,
He did not come in high.
Shanae, we're not gonna make fun of Forrest.
It's a movie. We could do that.
Yeah, you're right.